growth. Hey everyone, are you wondering what's going on in the market right now and not sure if the news is actually portraying what is going on? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to be looking at St. Catharines and Welland today in Southern Ontario to show you guys exactly what's going on in the market so that you can make the best informed decision for yourself in buying a house right now. So stay tuned and you guys are going to be shocked at what I'm going to show you. Hey everyone, it's Cody Smith back here again and with Confidence Realty and some exciting news. We've actually built in this great program that we've actually been pulling data from every single day. So normally what we do as realtors is we get stats on a monthly basis and those stats come out and we go, oh, that's what was happening in the market in the last 30 days. And then we tell basically our clients and our friends and family and everybody kind of sees what happens in the last 30 days, but we don't really know what was happening on a day-to-day basis while we're actually living in the market. So what they've decided to do is get some very smart data scientists to come in and actually pull data on a daily basis. So I'm going to show you guys that this is going to be our very first episode, and going forward, we're going to be looking at certain areas in the Southern Ontario market to give you guys exactly what is going on a day-to-day basis so you can make the best informed decision of buying a house, when you should buy. And I know you can't time the market, but it's always good to see what's going on in the market so that you can go in and find a house at the right price, at the right time, and knowing the value of what that house could be in the long term when those interest rates finally or eventually come down in price. So we're going to be looking at St. Catharines today. We can also pull Welland. If you guys want to see a specific area, make sure you put it in the comments below. I can get any kind of city, town, municipality. So put it in the comments below. Happy to share that information with you. So we're going to be looking at resale, and then we're also going to be looking at the rental market as well. So investors out there, this is going to be some prime information for you so that you can look at your stats a little bit better. So what we're going to look at today is what I tend to look at is a lot of what's new on listings and what is this trailing sales. Now, listings or trailing new listings is just simply inventory that's coming up on the market. So in St. Catharines here, what we're pulling is all the inventory that's come up since September of last year. Now, you can see we're kind of at a normalized market. It looks like back in September of last year, we had about 197 houses coming on the market, and we're at about 191 as I shoot this video. So August 15th, sorry, we have 198 houses on the market as new listings. Now I'm pulling data for 3-bedroom houses and on a yearly basis. But the one thing I like to look at is this green line right here. Now that's going to tell us how many buyers are actually in the market and how many buyers are actually buying and transacting. So you can see we've had a little bit of a dip here. Kind of in a normalized market, you're always going to see a dip here in December around the holidays, around the new year. A lot of people are just focusing in on the holidays. So you don't see a lot of transactions happening here. But you can see it slowly start climbing back up as we get into the spring and summer markets. The summer markets tend to be very busy. But what you can see here is a lot of trailing off for buyers. I think the reason why you're seeing this is because interest rates are going up. People's pre-approvals are running out if they haven't already purchased. So they're going back to the banks, getting pre-qualified for a much less or a much lower amount that they could buy a house for, and they're just staying where they are, or they're staying in the rental market, or they just simply can't find anything. So you're seeing a lot of buyers drop off. Now, what does that mean? Well, there's less competition out there, especially for how high the inventory has been and is continuing to climb up. You can see it's starting to peak up again. What do we have over here? 219, 198. I don't know if you're going to see these levels continue to increase as we get into the fall and winter market. They tend to drop off a little bit. As you can see, they started dropping off here, and we started peaking October. August it started coming down, peaked in October. So you're going to see probably the same trend this year of listings coming down. I'm guessing you're probably going to see this graph come down and you're going to continue to see these buyers come down as well. So there's going to be more inventory and less buyers going into a buyer's market, especially with September coming up and that interest rate announcement. That is going to be a very crucial time for a lot of people, especially buyers and sellers. Well, and mainly buyers, because if they're going to go in, get pre-approved, they have 90 days to purchase, so they're getting squeezed into the market. Let's take a look at the rental market in St. Catharines. Now, I traditionally use, and let me click this off here. I usually use three-bedroom uppers as a really good point of interest to kind of gauge where the market is. A lot of these duplex conversions are three bedrooms upstairs and one or two bedrooms downstairs. So I like to run these. This also gives us a really good idea of what's going on in the market. If you see rent going up, then there's more of a demand for rent, meaning that people are going to stay in the rentals or stay in the rental market compared to getting into the housing market. All right, so we're going to take a look at the rental market in St. Catharines. So for those investors out there that are watching this video, this is going to be some really crucial information so you can run numbers pretty accurately. So I tend to look at upper bedrooms being three bedrooms for the houses. So usually duplex conversions that we're looking at are going to be three bedrooms upstairs, and we try to get two bedrooms downstairs to push that rent higher. But for those that are actually looking at buying a house, living upstairs and house hacking, you're going to want to try and get two bedrooms. You're going to open up to a bigger, broader tenant profile and also get more money and be able to pay off your house sooner. So you can also run really conservative and accurate numbers by looking at these because it gives you a day-to-day basis of where those rental kind of prices are going. So these three bedrooms, you can see there's kind of been an up and down. There's a huge peak here in December for some reason. You saw a trail off, and then now it's starting to kind of come more to a baseline of around about $2,300 a month for an upper unit three bedroom. You have a lower two bedroom here, so you can kind of see it's been pretty steady actually for lower two bedrooms, sitting around $1,600. We saw a huge peak here actually around $1,800, and now it's sitting at about 1,700. So you can see, looking at the one bedroom apartments, there's actually a huge difference. I mean, it doesn't look, it's only $300 difference between the two, but that $300 adds up to $3,600 a year in gross income. So that is a huge, startling difference, actually. So we're starting to see an uptick here. We're starting to see a little bit of a downtick in the two bedrooms coming down, and actually an uptick of the one bedroom apartments coming up a little bit. So over here, I'd like to look at the distribution. So what this tells me is how far can I push rents if I make a premium unit. So the average or a lot of the market is $2,400 a month. That is where the majority of the inventory is sitting around 2,400, and you can see it's 40% of the market. But what I like to see is how far can I push these rents if I do something creative and out of the box. So if I do, quartz countertops instead of laminate, if I do, maybe black stainless steel compared to, just normal stainless steel, or, maybe if I do a really nice backyard, can I push those rents a little bit higher? So it looks like 2,600, 2,800, and it looks like it falls off. We got one here of a three bedroom upper at 3,600. So I'm not going to look at that, but I'm going to look at this and go 2,600 is probably the highest I can get, but I'm actually probably going to be sitting around 2,400 unless I push something and spend a little bit more money in the renovations, or if I have a better neighborhood. So, sorry, bear with me, guys. I'm still trying to get over this sickness. It's been like 3.5 weeks. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, just bear with me in my voice and my random coughing fits here. So for the lower one bedrooms, you can see, just like we saw in the chart, 1,600 is kind of the main norm for the market. It's in at 32%. 1,400 is 25%. But look at this. Now it's a little bit of a lower percentage than I'd like to see, but sitting at 1,800 for a lower one bedroom unit. That's crazy. And 2,000. So somebody's actually getting $2,000 a month for these lower bedroom rentals. So that, but if you guys are running numbers, sit around the 1600 mark. If you want to be conservative, sit around 1400. You can do something really funky, kind of like some accent walls or anything like that to kind of push those rents higher. It looks like the market is slowly trending to demand of 1800 a month for a lower one bedroom, which is crazy. Um, Interesting to see here that actually the majority of the market for a two bedroom is the same as a one bedroom in St. Catharines. Wow, that's 48% is sitting at 1600 a month for a lower two bedroom, 21% at 1800, and 15 for 2000. Wow. So actually, it's almost sitting now. This also might be a supply kind of why these numbers are popping up. Could be a supply issue or a supply trend that a lot more people are pushing for two bedrooms. So it's weird. You think there'd be more demand, especially from people working at home now, wanting more two bedrooms. You feel like that this distribution line would be higher and peaking more around the 18 to 2000 mark. But that is interesting to see. Wow. All right, let's take a look at Welland now, and let's see what Welland's got going on. Welland's been an overall favorite for a lot of investors the last 2, 3 years because the prices are cheap. There's a lot of development going on out there. So we're starting to see a lot of trend going on out in Welland. A lot of people are getting pushed out of the St. Catharines market because the prices are so high. So they're getting pushed out to places like Welland. I mean, Welland's economy has been growing quite a bit. I mean, they have Niagara College, they have a Walmart, a Canadian Tire, a Rona. Like they have a lot going on out there. A lot of developers are moving out there and building townhomes. So we're starting to see a lot go on out there. So take a look here. So listings 91. So as you can kind of see, it's kind of yeah, it looks like it's trending to be normal. So normalized market, same kind of inventory, saw a peak over here of 114 back in June. What's interesting to see though is there's been a huge drop off of buyers actually buying. So it's almost half as many buyers as listings coming onto the market, which means we're in a heavy buyer's market in Welland. Great opportunity to buy, especially if you have a desperate seller. You can see the uptick of inventory coming in. You can see a tiny little uptick into buyers, but not very much. So sitting at, oh, bear with me, bear with me. Ah, there we go. 41 trailing sales, meaning not a lot of buyers in the market. You can see there's a huge kind of, there's a peak here at 66, which honestly I don't even think was a really big peak. You're still seeing half of the buyers of inventory. Canceled listings seems to be trailing up a little bit, not too much. It's actually been pretty steady with canceled listings and expired listings. Days on market's actually coming down. So we're trending down from day to day. There's a huge peak on days on market back in January, which is pretty normal. There's not a lot of activity for buyers and sellers in the January, December markets. So interesting. Let's take a look at rents here. So average price points 579. Wow. So within 1 month, prices have dropped from 669 down all the way to, oh, bear with me for a second here, 582. Wow. So they've dropped about $90,000 within the course of a month. Trailing average looks like, or sorry, daily trailing average looks like it's dropping down. So 583. And sales to new listing ratio is 46%. So yeah, we're definitely going into a heavy buyer's market. You can see the buyer's market is down here. So this is a balanced market. Anything above here is a seller's market. So you can see we're sitting in a seller's market back in May. And now we've dropped below balance, heading into a buyer's market. So, wow. Okay, let's take a look at rents here. And let's see what's going on in the rental market in Welland. So now, remember, usually if we're looking at these numbers, and we're going to start seeing, I'm predicting what we're going to see is a huge trend of uptick in the rental market. So because those prices are starting to come down, buyers are starting to get out of the market, going into a buyer's market. So yeah, I can see right here, upper two bedrooms, upper three bedrooms are ticking upwards. Everything's actually upticking for rent. So it looks like there's going to be a huge demand of rentals coming in the foreseeable future. I'm not going to look at two-bedroom uppers. Let's look at three-bedroom uppers. Wow, this is staggering. So if you remember in St. Catharines' average price point was about 670,000, with the rental market with for uppers being about 22 to 2,400. Now we're seeing Welland 576,000 and still the same average of rent for an upper three bedroom. We're seeing the major distribution of $2,000, but you're starting to see it tick towards higher. This is actually staggering, $2,400 taking up 22% of the market and 2,200 taking up 21% of the market. I'd be curious to see some lower one bedrooms. Okay, so this is where we're going to be seeing a huge difference in, I think, the rental market from St. Catharines to Welland. If you remember, St. Catharines was sitting at about, the majority was for one bedrooms were sitting at about 1,600, and the rest of the distribution was sitting at a 14 and 1,800. Now we're starting to see in Welland, the majority is 1,200, 1,400, and it looks like 1,600 is starting to rise. That's way too low. That might be an outlier. So conservatively between 12 and 1,400, so about $200 to $400 less in cash flow into the basement. And let's look at lower two bedrooms. Okay, so just like the lower one bedrooms, you're seeing a little less cash flow in the lower two bedrooms. 1,600 is the major distribution. 1,800 is somewhat in demand and coming on the rise with 20%. But you are buying cheaper houses. So there still looks like there's going to be a lot of rental demand coming up in the near future for Welland. Good rental demand, but also a lot of inventory sitting in the market and less buyers. So it means for you, buying a house right now might be a really good option. So because you can buy a house for cheap, because there's a lot of inventory and less buyers, less competition, and the rental market is looking really, really strong. So if you decide to buy a house and live in the basement or just rent it out completely as an investment property, it looks like the rental market right now is showing a huge demand and there's not a lot of demand for buyers in the market. And so now is your time to get squeezed in and purchase a house. So when in the next 3 to 5 years, when those interest rates start dropping down again, you're already in a great position because if you're cash flowing now, you're going to be cash flowing very, very well in the near future. So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully, you got some value out of this. If you guys want to see a particular area or a particular neighborhood, let me know. Put it in the comments below. Happy to share any information with you. If you have any questions, also put that in the comments below, and I'll make a video about it to answer that. So, guys, again, Cody Smith with Confidence Realty, and make sure you check out my old videos, or not my old videos, but my past videos for more information, and we'll see you guys in the next video.